Hello, everybody. Welcome to my review for The Walking Dead Season 9, Season 9 finale, Episode 16. This one was titled The Storm. So, again, I love the little wordplay with the past two episode titles. Was The Calm Before was Episode 15. Again, phenomenal episode. It was one of the best episodes of the season, hands down. I still think the Daryl Beta fight episode was. That's a tough one. I might start ranking the episodes in order or something, because that's a tough one to pinpoint. The episode 15 might just edge that out, but those are the two best episodes. Definitely the second half, hands down, probably of the whole season. Most likely for the whole season. I have to go through this 16 episodes to pick through in terms of the best. Excuse me. Anyway. Now, many people are complaining about the finale, how it sucked, boring, nothing happened. Now, yes, not a lot happened. Yes, it was a little slow. But people have to remember, we just came off an episode where 10 people were brutally murdered, decapitated, and their heads were put on pikes as a warning not to cross the territory, not to mess with the Whisperers. And they were just left to turn. They just left the zombified heads on there. Like, what do you want? What do you want after that? More character deaths to happen? I certainly don't want that. I'm still reeling over the Highwaymen. Say what you will. Yes, obviously, I'm upset about Tara, Enid, Henry, Tammy, Rodney, and Addie, and DJ, because he was a valued member. He was a former savior, but Michonne trusted him enough to give him a lot of pull in Alexandria, which that alone says something. Because she doesn't trust anybody. At that point, she wasn't trusting anybody, but she still trusted him. And the other one, the one with the barcode on her tattoo on her neck. I always forget her name, Lauren or something like that. I don't know. Anyway. Highwaymen, big character. I thought were going to be somewhat important to the story. They're still around, but the leader and the other one, they're gone. I was really hoping to see some interesting stuff with them, whether we could really trust them, whether they turn their backs on the group. We don't know. I would have liked to have seen how it would have played out. It still could play out. They still could be a big part of the show. So, we'll see. But anyway, I personally, yes, it wasn't a mind-blowing finale. There weren't explosions. It wasn't like season 8 or 7. There wasn't like these amazing action sequences. But a lot of big things happened. It sort of wrapped up the season. Small cliffhanger. Not as big of a deal as the Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo cliffhanger, but it was a little bit of a cliffhanger. I'm not upset about that, though. I'm fine with it. I don't want to know more right now because I still want to read the comics. But a lot happened. There was snow. We've never seen snow before. We've had characters talk about it. Rick and Shane had that conversation in season 2 about, you gotta think the cold affects them, slows them down at least. So we had discussions, but they just kept skipping over it. They just kept time jumping past winter. Like, just almost as if it never happened. So, I, for one, was excited to see the winter aspect of it. And everybody's complaining, oh, that's unrealistic for that area. That area would never get winter. Get snow like that. Please, if there can be snow down in North Carolina, there can be a blizzard in the Virginia area. That's not unheard of, and it's not by any means ridiculous. So people question that. I personally loved it. Loved the frozen walkers, loved the walkers coming out of the snow. That was beautiful, well done. And one moment that really stood out for me where those 3 walkers that were stuck, they were just stuck there, frozen. Everybody was kind of frozen. Like, is it them? Because they had crossed into the Whisperer territory. They made the decision to cross the Whisperer territory briefly to get to the hilltop. So they thought that they might be Whisperers faking. They might be guards. They don't. No, little do they know, the Whisperers did go south. They flew south for the winter, so they don't have to worry about them right now, but they'll see slain walkers, they'll see the tracks will dissipate, but they'll see the walker trail, and they'll figure out something was up. They'll probably assume that the group went through the territory, and that will spark something. But overall, I really like this episode. We see the fall of the kingdom. Obviously, it fell. Fires. Cold, obviously, destroyed the pipes completely. They already had a plumbing problem, so they were forced to abandon it. Ezekiel and Carol are growing distant, as we see numerous times throughout the episode. They're on a track. Alden's really digging into Lydia. After they see some walkers, is this them? Would they be tracking us? Would they be following us now? Yes, I understand. You loved Enid, and she was killed by this girl's mom. But you need to understand, bro, that she was given asylum by the communities, all of them. Even Tara, who was dead set against it. And she didn't do anything. She just wanted to be left alone. She wanted people who cared about her. She didn't want to be away from her mom. She chose to stay. Yeah, she didn't choose that Henry went after her, that Henry fell in love with her and all that. But she chose to be there. She didn't have nothing to do with what happens. But Daryl really, took a liking to her. He kind of is responsible for her now, so he defends her. They keep going. They kill 2 walkers. Daryl and Carol do. Lydia wanders off. Finds a walker frozen in the pond or river, lake, whatever. And is about to put her hand by its mouth to basically kill herself. Carol finds her and takes her back. Meanwhile, Daryl and Ezekiel talk, and Ezekiel basically says, when we get back to the kingdom, it should probably just be me and Carol. Really, bro? Daryl and Carol are not a thing. You don't need to be jealous. They're friends. They've been through a lot together, and they're more like family than husband and wife. They don't have that kind of relationship, dude. You're upset about Henry. Yes, you might blame Daryl because you can't blame Carol. That kind of got to me. I'm like, really, bro? They're not. You don't have to worry about Daryl moving in on Carol. That's whatever, dude. Come on. So they are forced to go to the sanctuary, spend a night Actually, I think no, they don't even spend the night. They make a plan. They go. Ezekiel's against it, but they go through the Whisperer territory, cross a river that's frozen over, since there's no bridge. That Rick Grimes bridge would have been a whole lot. Would have been nice at this point, but they fight walkers. I love Daryl's little icicle kill. They get across and they make it to Hilltop safely. After Lydia goes off and basically says, you should just kill me, it has to be you. It's my fault they're all dead. I'm weak. And puts Carol's spear up to her. Carol doesn't do it, kills a walker behind her, says she's not weak, and they go back. They make it to Hilltop. Jerry's making his jokes like, oh, this, it's not the kingdom. Maybe we can call it Kingtop. Maybe people will maybe it'll catch on. Lydia's looking at all the pictures of the paintings of like Herschel and Glenn. And she's content. They'll move on. They'll go to Alexandria. And Carol decides to go to Alexandria with them. And basically gives Ezekiel the ring. So they're done. They're not a thing anymore. Ezekiel says, I'll always love you. But obviously a lot of stuff happened. Since Henry died, obviously they grew apart. What else? What else? Okay, so Alexandrians, they're sort of huddled together. They're trying to get everybody to this barn type place. And they get Negan out of the cell. He's handcuffed in there. He's cracking jokes about the love quadrangle. Father, not the father. I just love those moments. They didn't make jokes about what she's doing when she sees the doctor. It's just classic Negan being Negan. But everybody's huddled up. Judith can't find Dog, which is relief. I thought Dog was somewhere else because he wasn't with Daryl. Because the last we saw was back when Daryl went off and Connie was watching him. But fast forward a few months, and Dog stayed with Judith at Alexandria. And there's fire, there's smoke, there's a little explosion, and basically they can't light a fire, and they're forced to relocate to Aaron's house. At first, they're just leaving Negan, and he's like, "You're just gonna leave me?" And they're like, "Oh, we can tell Sean it was an accident." But they take him, they form a little chain, and everybody walks. Everybody makes the journey together to Aaron's house. Judith hears dog barking in the distance, runs to find him. Now, nobody seems to give a crap that Judith, this little girl, ran off into the blizzard. Nobody bats an eye. Oh, she ran off. Oh well. You would think they would stop and at least one or two people would go after her. Yes, you're inside the walls, but it's a blizzard. Go after her, people. Negan's the only one who seems to give two craps about her, so he runs off, gets cut in the leg by debris, finds her, and saves her and dog. And then everybody gets there from Hilltop, and they have a snowball fight. All is well and good for right now. Cut to the Whisperers. Alpha says we need to be stronger for what's to come. Beta then proceeds to whip her, saying she will be stronger, etc., etc. And Ezekiel is talking to Judith on the walkie about coming to visit and all that. And then she has to go do her homework, so they're still on the homework business. And after they get up and Ezekiel leaves, we hear a voice on the radio, basically says, hello, call in the open air, does anybody there? Anybody read, whatever. And my few theories on that are it's either Stephanie from the Commonwealth, it could be Jadis. I was initially thinking that they might change up and it might be Rick, but it could be the group that Rick was taken to. I know Andrew Lincoln did just recently say that he regrets leaving the show when he did. That could be a stunt, but it could be true. But we'll have to see. It was a pretty decent cliffhanger. It left us hanging, but in an okay way. I was like, oh my gosh, who died? That was a lot bigger of a cliffhanger. This is more tolerable. But anyway, I'm going to give this finale a 9.5 out of 10. You know what? Give it a 10. Bump it up to 10. It was good enough. Top 5 moments. 5 is the winter. 4 is the fact that the kingdom fell and they have to make a trek and stay in the sanctuary of all places. 3 is the comedy and all the stuff at Alexandria. 2 is Negan saving Judith and then having the conversation with Michonne. And how Michonne now is definitely gonna trust him because he doesn't have handcuffs on the bed. Seems like she trusts him at this point. She's not freaking saying, "You evil son of a gun, you." And 1 is the river crossing scene. And the Walker Kill of the Week is Daryl with the icicle. Thought that was cool. Predictable, because they kept showing the darn icicle a million times, but still cool kill nonetheless. So that's going to be it for this video. I might do some kind of predictions for season 10 at some point. But for right now, it's going to be kind of a dead zone because Fear doesn't start till June. The trailer was pretty awesome. Got to see Dwight in it. Maybe if I have more information on it, I can do a little breakdown. But for right now, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Maybe I'll do a top 5 episodes or top 10, something like that. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. You know, you want to see a Game of Thrones reviews for the final season, let me know. I'm here for you guys, so feel free to message me or hit me up in the comments and let me know what you want to see. I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Happy April. And yeah, I'll see you whenever my next video is. Deuces.